Let's go. What are you going to say about it? I mean, it's the best thing to come out of Iowa since corn dogs. Today I've got out on the range the Kel Tec KSG. Now, when I first got this gun, I looked at it like a lot of people do, is it's kind of a barbecue gun, kind of a fun gun, kind of a goofball gun. But the more I've shot it, the more I've really come to love the gun. It's very fun to shoot. It's very fast. It's been very reliable and dependable for me. It's very short. It's easy to carry. It's easy to maneuver. Easy to haul around. So if you're looking for something to be in the trunk of your car or behind the counter of your business, and you need some maximum firepower, this will definitely do it. 15 rounds all day. So basically, you can have 7 rounds in one tube, 7 rounds in another tube, 1 in the chamber. Personally, I put 7 of buckshot in one, 7 slugs in the other, and then birdshot is my first shot because it's a warning. I'm just kidding about that. So what we're going to do today first is we're going to test this gun out again. People look at this as a bullpup, they think, well, what can you really do with it? Well, we're going to be at about 50 yards and we're going to shoot some slugs downrange.
All right, we're gonna try out some slugs. I loaded up 2 managed recoil ones, the kinds I like to use in 3-gun, and then 1 Magnum, just for funsies. You can feel that. That's really fun.
Runs pretty good.
Woo!
So we're going to run this. I'm going to run, I've got one tube with 5, I got 1 tube with 4, so we're going to have to do a tube change in the middle of this as well.
That's awfully fun.
Alright, so we came out on the range today to fire the KSG. You know, we start off shooting slugs from 50 yards, and each of us fired 3 slugs, and we hit that target 12 times. Now, a couple of those targets were right on the edge and kind of nicked it. But with 12 shots on paper with a really short-barreled bullpup shotgun, from several people, I mean, I don't shoot a lot of shotgun. I certainly don't shoot a lot of slugs. I know it's Crystal's first time shooting a bullpup shotgun and in that type of environment. So that kind of blew me away. The rest of the gun, I've got to work with the gun quite a bit, and I look at it purely from a home defensive standpoint. Right. I know a lot of people kind of fall into it, and I'm not really in that category of being, you need to have a shotgun for a home defense gun. Like, you hear somebody creeping outside, and you're going to rack the gun, and that's going to scare everybody away and wake up the cats and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't really fall into that line. I don't know if it's necessarily the best home defense gun, but if you think you need a shotgun, particularly a pump shotgun, as your home defense weapon, I don't know that you can do better than this. I don't know that there's any shotgun I would rather have if I had a small, if I particularly defending a business or defending a home and I want to use a shotgun, I want to have a lot of shells and I don't feel comfortable with semi-automatics. And again, if we bring semi-automatics into it, I think we start comparing apples to oranges. But I think that if you want a pump shotgun and you want something that really has a lot of devastating firepower, again, I was very much of the mindset that this was a toy gun, right? That this was a gimmick gun. It was a Keltec gun, right? But the more I've shot, I've thought, if I was playing for money, marbles, and chalk and I wanted to have a pump shotgun, this is the pump shotgun I would have. Just the way people think of it.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like you said, Mike, it was my first time shooting a bullpup shotgun. It was also my first time shooting a pump shotgun. I've actually not done that either. So if you look at it from a defensive standpoint, I totally agree. I think it'd be a great gun to have at home. I think that it handles pretty well. I've shot a few different people's shotguns, and I feel like for me, recoil wasn't terrible. I thought that like you said, we kind of did some advancing up on the move, and you could still control it. Like I really like it. I think personally, a thumbs up.
Cool.
Yeah, that thing was a blast. I mean, and I was pretty impressed that we were able to throw that Trijicon reflex sight on there. It hasn't really been zeroed, it just got put on there and can hit paper at 50 yards with slugs, no problem. So, it's shooting a little high, but I'm sure if we actually zeroed it in, you could nail that thing all the time.
Yeah, I guess you give a thumbs up to Trijicon too.
Yeah, right. No, it's a cool sight.
Yeah. So, and it was actually much more pleasant to shoot than I thought it was going to be. I usually shoot a semi-auto, for 3-gun or tactical shotguns. I'm always thinking, pumps, there's so much recoil because you don't have the action to, absorb some of it. But it is fine, and from a home defense standpoint, it does make more sense than a lot of other shotguns because one of the biggest knocks on long guns for home defense is that they're unwieldy. So they hurt your maneuverability in the house, and it's easier for someone to grab and pull away from you. But with that, it is so much more compact that it doesn't feel like you have anything that's more unwieldy than a handgun. So it's really cool. And even shooting the magnums, I shot all magnum buckshot, and yeah, you feel it, but it's controllable. Totally. And the gun ran the whole time. I've always heard these things about KSGs and being finicky and having problems. Ours had no problems other than the problem of forgetting to pump it because I'm used to semi-auto. Right. So I assume once you practice with it and train with it, and that's your home defense shotgun, you get the mindset of pumping it every time. It shouldn't be a problem. So thumbs up.
Right. Well, it was totally reliable. Easy to shoot. First time shooter had no issue with it. You're an accomplished pistol shooter, but you haven't shot a lot of shotguns, so that's a big positive for the gun. But I'm kind of breaking it into what would I do with this thing, right? So, tactical speaking, let's do that last. Range toy, absolutely. Oh my god, that was fun. That was
fun.
For competitive gun, I'm not seeing it. It's too hard to reload, for one thing. At least based on the way we're modern reloading techniques. It's going to make a new shotshell holder for me just so I can run the KSG.
If the competition was bullpup shotguns,
it's going to be an all day.
Bang, you got it for sure.
So then I look at tactical, and the only thing I could compare it to was my M590A1. Okay. Right, so it's a Mossberg, 18-inch barrel, 6-in-1 in the gun. So I've got basically 1 tube's worth of this gun. For me though, if I'm going to a shotgun for defensive, I like the little shorter, the ability to move around quickly, and it is nice to be able to go to that second magazine. But my problem is, and I talked about it a bit when I was shooting, is so what do I do when I'm dry?
Right.
It is a pain in the ass to reload. Certainly, you're not reloading it while you're continuing to fight. Yeah. You're not feeding shells in on the back like this. Yeah. So, obviously, what are the odds of needing 17 or whatever rounds in a gunfight? But once you're done, you're done.
Right.
You're kind of like, you've got to transition to another weapon at that point. Yeah. So if I'm in my home, I'd rather have my Glock, frankly, 17 rounds. It's super easy to put another 17 in there.
Right.
Or the M590A1 where, because I practice a ton of reloading, for me to feed 4 rounds into that gun, I can do that in about 2.5 seconds, right? Yeah. So it's just not a big deal. So that platform for me would be better. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. because it is a fun ass gun to shoot.
Yeah.
But I was leery of it being a defensive gun for the reasons I've stated.
For defensive guns, anybody who's watched my videos know. I mean, I'm going to be an AR. I'm going to be a pistol.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a lot of things before I'm at a shotgun. But I know a lot of people, they just want a shotgun.
Right on.
And maybe if my home defense situation was different, I was moving around country in a trailer where I was going to run into more problems with coyotes or wolves or bears, something like that.
Flexible option,
then maybe I want something a little more flexible, and I can certainly see why you'd want that. It is hard to reload.
Yeah.
But you probably only need to load it once.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility. So awesome.
But I mean, the best attribute too, like that battle bronze, though, right?
That battle
bronze, though.
That definitely. That's why I'm glad we're getting out here getting a nice tan, so that's match.
Some of us need it pretty bad.
Yeah. So Mark, your thumbs up.
I'm
on
thumbs up, Kate.
Yep, thumbs up. It's fun.
Hey, it's my gun. I'm thumbs up all the way. I'm sold.
Yep.
Battle bronze, it's sexy. I mean,
Awesome.
That's important.
There we go.
I do want to point out you've just done a whole series of shotgun. We've got about 2 more still coming out, and Mike also has a new website, Riley Defensive Training. Go check that out.
Sweet.
Of course, armsandarms.com. Kate Hartman, her husband Dan, and then Hawkeye Ordnance. Crystals, you can see her on Front Sight Magazine.
oh god.
Thank you all so much. God bless.